Good afternoon, Whalers Nation, and welcome to the Nantucket Sports Connection and NCTV's presentation of Nantucket Whalers Athletics. We are coming to you live from Vito Capizzo Stadium for today's Boys Varsity Lacrosse game as your Whalers host the Barnstable Redhawks in another Cape and Islands League matchup. Thanks for joining us here on the NSC on the Tube. That's anywhere in the world. You can join us on the Nantucket Sports Connection and, of course, locally here on NCTV. It's channel 1072. I am Chris Morris, your voice of Whaler Sports, alongside Sophia Reese, a Nantucket graduate and NCTV do-it-everything person. We love to have her back in the mix, and of course you've heard her call some games on the NSC and NCTV as well, but she will be running the show as the rest of the crew is out at the Nantucket Golf Club. Big happenings out there. Of course, their scholarship awards banquet happening out at our good friends, the Nantucket Golf Club. They will be out east, so the whole gang is out there, of course, watching us here today, so good luck out there as on 1072 we will transition right over to the golf club's awarding of their scholarships at 6 o'clock. No matter what happens here, of course, you can stay right here on YouTube and catch the remainder, whatever remains of the game here this afternoon. Two teams coming off the break here. Of course, hopefully you had a wonderful spring break and had a fun daffodil weekend. But these two teams are headed in different directions. They played a very competitive game across the pond. Nantucket defeating the Hawks 6-3 back on April 2nd. That was the Whalers' second full game of the season. Barnstable comes over now with a record of 1-9, while the Whalers boast an 8-1 overall record. And we'll get into a little game preview here, but before we do that, I do want to take a moment and thank our founding underwriter for the sports here on the NSC and NCTV, and of course our Nantucket business supporters, but mostly the Nantucket Golf Club. They have made the children of Nantucket a priority of their philanthropic efforts and have continued those efforts through their support of our broadcasts of Nantucket Whalers Athletics. The Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, proud supporters of Whalers Athletics.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
Underwriting support for the NSC is brought to you in part by MIAA, the largest full-service law firm in Central Mass, also serving the Cape and Islands. Visit MIAALaw.com to learn how MIAA can assist you with your legal needs. NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast.
Want to welcome you back to Vito Capizzo Stadium as the boys continue their pregame warm-ups. As you can see, the referees going over their final instructions over on the X. The Whalers continue their run to a Division IV state title today as they host a pesky Barnstable team. The Whalers have as stingy a defense as you will see in any division, and I can confidently say that not just by the numbers, but man, they have outscored their opponents 102-28. After notching a couple more wins before the break here. A 13-7 win over Cohasset that you saw right here, and then a blanking of Monomoy off island. The plus 74 ranks among the top 5 goal differentials in the state, again, and that is in any division. That's care of the Boston Globe numbers. Seniors Aaron Hanlon and Nolan Moskrop lead a Whalers offensive unit that can score in droves as they did in the Monomoy win, winning 16-0, or they can grind out wins as they did, honestly, in this first meeting against Barnstable, a 6-3 win, leaning on its defense as it always has. And again, that defense is anchored by their elite level goalie in senior Jeremy Jenkinson. He's got a crew in front of him, however, that are ball hawking and that create absolute havoc on offenses, much as they did against a very good offensive squad in the Falmouth Clippers in that 2-1 grinded out game there that will go down as one of their epic games of the regular season for sure. They have 2 shutouts on the season. Both of those have come against Monomoy, so take that for what it is. But they have allowed 5 or less goals in 8 of their 9 games. So just one team, that Nauset Warriors team, scored over 5 goals. That was in a 13-7 loss. So even though they scored more than 5 goals, they didn't win the game. But it is going to be a tall task for this Red Hawk team to keep up with the Whalers and to get comfortable on offense. They just the Whalers just are all over the field. And again, the middies and Aaron Hanlon play both ways. So it's going to be a tall task here for this Red Hawk team to keep up with the Whalers. For head coach Sam Eloisi, he will try and keep the momentum going. As we all saw, those power rankings came out here today, and they will be the discussion point moving forward. The initial rankings came out with Nantucket in the number 3 spot. So if we can hang in that top 4, that means a lot more home games come the postseason. Even that top 8 spot would be a couple of home games. So hopefully they can just keep this thing going here. And again, a couple of huge games coming up. We got another matchup with Falmouth, of course, Saturday. Stay with us. Hopefully you can tune in to us. The first of 2 meetings with the Canton Bulldogs. That is going to be a big matchup. Division II squad, and they are a playoff caliber team in Division II. So lots of lacrosse to get to before we start really talking seriously about, I don't think they feel the same way, but they defeated Scituate, who they lost to in the state championship game. So I don't know if it necessarily means Islands League team when it all shakes out. For Barnstable, they're going to just need a solid game from their junior netminder, Ryan Charlotte. He will be in net. In fact, he's going to have a great game, as he will certainly get tested early and often. And just 5 seniors on the squad. So junior captains David Abreu, Max Dalrymple, and Jack Bunnell will lead a team that has lost 5 games by 4 goals or less. So they have played competitively, including the game off-island against Nantucket. So if head coach Tim Flynn's Hawks are going to keep up with the Whalers, they're going to have to come up big with those 3 guys. And again, they nearly pulled off the win earlier, and we'll see if the Whalers can shake off the dust quicker than the Red Hawks here after taking their spring breaks and maybe a little vacation here and there. But we'll take another quick break here. We got a couple minutes left on the pregame festivities. But we've got Cape and Islands League Lacrosse coming right up here on the NSC and NCTV as the spring sports coverage continues.
Whenever NCTV covers one of our games, I think it's awesome.
We have been able to capture so much incredible athletic history. It feels like we've been a part of it as much as the kids have been.
A lot of people have prior obligations. Maybe they can't make the event. And they still get to watch it and watch a great broadcast, see their kid playing.
It's nice for the parents, grandparents, and family that can't come or are not on the island to be able to see it, even if they can't attend in person. So I think that meant a lot to them.
The technology that we need is, it's not cheap. There are certain costs that go into this to make this happen. My hope for the broadcast is to just build the crew numbers, get more students involved, maybe add a few more cameras here and there, but, ultimately, we're here to grow. the more hands on deck, the better this can be. And ultimately that just comes back to the Nantucket community.
Want to welcome you back to Vito Capizzo Stadium. As you just saw, our snap raise is still going on here. We've got we're about halfway through the dedicated time to raise money. We'll chat about that in between quarters here as we get all set up for the Whalers hosting the Barnstable Redhawks. Again, the Whalers coming in 8-1, number 3 in Division 4. Barnstable having a tough year, 1-9 on the season. And they play in Division 1, of course, and the Whalers defeated the Redhawks 6-3 in the first meeting off island. As you can see, the goalies, Jeremy Jenkinson and Ryan Charlotte, jogging to their respective nets. And it'll be Kaiden Whitfield, who has played solid as the X-man for the Whalers, looking to get things going here right away for Nantucket. Again, thanks for joining us here on the NSC across the world. And, of course, locally here on Channel 1072. Whalers Nation, we are underway here as Whitfield gathers but unable to control cleanly. And scrum continues here right on the Whalers offensive end. A push and gives the Whalers the ball as Jake Grant ended up down on the turf, and he will make a move. And spins out, waits for a couple of friends as the Whalers and the Redhawks get their offensive and defensive units on the field respectively. Here's Hanlon. Again, just kind of wasting a little time here to get things going here. Stringer over to Tyler Miller, and the Whalers get their unit on the field here for the first possession of the game. A brisk but bright sunny day here on Nantucket. The wind is howling in pretty good clip right into our window, so call that north-northeast. Here's some space for Stringer, who rips one right in front of Charlotte, unable to find the net, but a good first look here. Plenty of room for Stringer to operate. Again, just underway, first possession here. And my first game back from vacation. Here's Hanlon. He's got some space. Rips one past Charlotte. No chance. Charlotte screened on the play, and Aaron Hanlon opens up the scoring with an absolute laser with 11:04. Whalers up 1-0. Great shot there, as you could see. It was just Hanlon with space. They've given lots of space on that right side, and so those right-handers going to have some opportunities. As you saw, Stringer tried to bounce one in, and Hanlon just rips one top shelf right above Charlotte's shoulder, and the Whalers quickly go up 1-0. Whitfield screened off, so he will get the draw control once again. 2 for 2 now, Kaiden Whitfield, as he will jog off. Job well done. Stringer, and here's Tyler Miller now on the field, as Andrick Mooney had a little trouble handling it. He now gets it off. Here's an opportunity in front. Oh, just off the stick of Lachuzia, Marco Lachuzia. Sneaky inside the middle there, and he nearly had himself a point-blank opportunity. Just goes off the stick, but the Whalers retain possession. Aaron Hanlon has the Whalers up 1-0. He is now the overall points leader for Nantucket. Here's another low shot, and that one finds the net. Stringer with an underhanded rip. His second shot of the game, and he scores on that second shot to quickly give the Whalers a 2-0 lead, and we've only played 1:38 in the first quarter. Again, the sunshine may be a little bit of a factor on this side of the field, too. It's as Charlotte's looking right into that sunshine, because it hasn't been. I mean, Hanlon's was pretty much a rocket, but excuse me, the 2 shots from Stringer, not necessarily the hardest shots to defend, as you can see Whitfield able to get enough on it as Hanlon cleans it up and gets the Whalers back in their offensive setup here. Here's Mooney at the top of the zone. He avoids one quickly and waits for Tyler Miller to complete the zone. 3 for 3 so far here for the Whalers on draw controls, and they've scored already twice on 2 offensive possessions. We've only played a couple of minutes here, and the Whalers already up 2-0. Pass quickly scooped up by Tyler Miller as he sends it back up to the top of the zone, and Mooney. Whalers had 12 different goal scorers in that win against Monomoy. Here's some room in front, shot! Somehow a save made as Jake Grant had a perfect pass from Mooney. But Charlotte up to the task. Let's see if they can get a clear. Jumped by Grant. Pass. And Charlotte loses it, loses his footing. Grant's got it, open net. Oh, he bounces it over the net. Oh, he's going to hear about that in practice tomorrow, but Ryan Grant had himself an open net. Good recovery by the defensive unit, but unable to make a play on it. That's Griffin Field trying to get it in the offensive zone. Finally does so, just beats the 20-second clock. That was Bunnell, and ball down. Let's see if Yates, who's pushed out of the way, so Barnstable gets back to it here. Here's Braden McCarthy, number 9, for something going against this Whaler defense. Their first offensive possession, already down 2-0 with about 8 minutes, just over 8 minutes to go here in the first. That's Cole Butler, number 4. That's a big body, number 13 there. That's Caden Sykes, another junior. As Barnstable calls out another play here on offense. Abreu looking for a screen here. Low shot, save made by Jenkinson. And the Whalers hustle to the ball as Nick Yates out hustling Bunnell there. And the Whalers quickly get it across midfield and gain the zone. Good move. Space, shot, save made. Good job by Charlotte on that one. I believe that was Jake Grant again on the shot. Was. Turnover, Whalers. Here's Moskrop. Pass behind the net and bounces to Grant, so Whalers turn it right back over. As we approach 7 minutes to play. Here in the first, Whalers already up 2-0. Rashawn Peterkin trying to get something going here. Good catch off the ground. Back to Charlotte, and that's another turnover as the ball heads over towards Gianna and Travis there in the little shed. Here's Mooney. Avoids one. And the Whalers gain the zone and back it out. Here's Tyler Miller. He's got some room, but pulls it back out as the Whalers work it around the perimeter. Back over to Mooney. Miller sharing that right side with Moskrop. He'll get a little screen, and Moskrop, hits the post. And here comes Barnstable on the run. They gain the zone. Good hesitation move there by number 4, but he is triple teamed, now quadruple teamed. Ball finally loose. Canton Jenkinson in the mix, and he'll cause a turnover, scoops it up, and that will be a call on the Whalers with a little shove from behind. So good convergence by the defense, forcing the ball loose, but ultimately we've got Canton Jenkinson getting called for a penalty here. 32nd infraction for the hold on Canton Jenkinson. So the Whalers will be down a person here on defense. It'll be 6-on-5. Barnstable looking to take advantage here. Abreu at the top of the zone. Here's Pennell. Back over to McCarthy. They work it around the backside. There's a shot, scores. So Jack Bunnell makes it a 2-1 game as the Redhawks take advantage of the man up. Perfect little shot right onside the inside post. Gets by Jenkinson, so with 5:33 to go, it's now a 2-1 game. Again, the Whalers seem to have been dominating here, but the Barnstable Redhawks, give them credit. They took advantage of the man up and found the net to make it a 1-goal game here with 5.5 to go here in the first. Again, a brisk afternoon. Wind is blowing, and it barely reached 50. And Kyden wins it again. So he is 4 for 4 here on the afternoon. And Whitfield will sprint off here as Stringer gets to it. Makes a move, gets some space, shot, scores! Just like that, the Whalers answer. Noah Stringer pulls the string on that one and rips it past Charlotte as Barnstable will call timeout here, already given up 3 goals here in the first quarter, I should say. 5:06 to play. And we'll keep it here as we've got a couple things going on here this evening. First of all, want to get to our next broadcast scenario, which will be tomorrow, as our now number 7 ranked girls lacrosse squad will face the Nauset Warriors and super scorer Julia Kipperman. She is the next coming of Bailey Lower for sure. She surpassed a 300 goal point last week and is coming off a Player of the Week honors from the Cape Cod Times. She scored 26 goals and 3 wins. She is an absolute scoring machine, so the girls will have their hands full. They are off island today against DY, who actually ran their record to 4-3 with a narrow win over Sturgis West yesterday. So let's hope the girls can stay undefeated. They are on a heater, baby. They've looking for their 9th win in a row, and if they do so tonight, take care of business tonight, sets up a huge game as we will join you tomorrow right here from Vito Capizzo Stadium, one way or the other against the Nauset Warriors. We'll try and get some updates here as we catch a break in between quarters here from maybe Travis or Matt. Softball may or may not play on Thursday. Looks like the weather not going to be great for the Diamond Sports. But the Whalers did defeat Mashpee in a wild one off island on Monday to run their record of 2-4. And I did not realize that both the baseball team and softball team are now in Division III. So they are currently outside the top 32 in Division III, as is baseball. But they were in action as most celebrated Daffodil Saturday. Our crew was out covering the 6-4 loss to O'Brien on Saturday. That ran their record to 7-4 on the season, and they open up with a number 51 ranking in Division III. They have a couple of games against St. John Paul coming up here, and St. John Paul in the top 4 in Division IV, coming in number 2, actually. That's a hold. Oh, that's a intertwined stick, but the Whalers will come away with it as Hanlon puts it in here back to live action. So good things coming from the baseball team, but bump up in divisions as Hanlon runs in and easily beats Charlotte, evades a couple of defenders as Aaron Hanlon adds a second tally to his goal scoring for the afternoon, and the Whalers now bump up the lead to 4-1. Just 32 seconds away from their third goal of the game, the second from Stringer. So the Whalers offensive unit working very efficiently and pretty much doing things at will. Hasn't been a whole lot of passing around the perimeter or plays being called up. Honestly, just a quick little move by Hanlon, and he was able to evade a couple of defenders and get right into Charlotte's face. Soren Edwards now battling as Whitfield kicks it and scoops it quickly, so he will gain the possession, try and evade a couple of defenders, and does so. Whitfield unable to hold it. He gets pushed to the ground from behind, and finally a whistle will award it to Nantucket as they need to get it in the zone here pretty quickly, however, after the whistle. And it'll be Jake Grant gaining the zone as the Whalers will now get it set up with a 4-1 lead. Stringer with a good catch on the high pass. Here's Tyler Miller, and he and Mooney will switch as Miller looks to do some work. Gets a little, hey, how you doing from behind. Here's Moscrop. Quickly over. Hanlon rips one low, deflected. And the Whalers are there as Jake Grant will scoop up and put it back in play. Under 4 minutes to play in a very active first quarter. 4 goals scored by the Whalers already. Lechuza unable to handle it cleanly, but he recovers. With 3:41 left here in the first. Little screen for Moscrop, or Grant, he backs it up. Pass inside, Stringer unable to catch it cleanly. And Barnstable gives it back to Charlotte, who will look to clear. Number 13, good catch by Caden Sykes. He loses it. And the Whalers get another ball down here. Sykes unable to gather it. And Yates along the sideline spins. And spins again. Nifty move on the sideline by number 32, Moscrop, who gets it set up. Aaron Hanlon with 2:30 left here in the first gets it over to Moscrop. He gets some room. Moscrop, rips it just above the net. I think you'd like to have that one back. With 2:27 to go, Whalers will put it in with a 4-1 lead here in the first quarter. Back up top, here's Mooney. Hanlon. Back over to Moscrop. They try and work that little give and go. Hanlon's got it, rips it right at Charlotte. Batted by Stringer, and the Redhawks will gain it on the out-of-bounds play there. So nice little give and go. Instead of completing the screen, Hanlon just sort of let loose and had a point-blank shot. Just unfortunately put it right in the chest of Charlotte. Jake Grant jumps Charlotte, gets it out. Paxton Fitch loses his stick, or breaks his stick actually, as Barnstable able to gain the zone, but having trouble along the sidelines, and a whistle will stop play, flag down. Let's see what the call. 30-second call on Nick Yates with the hold. And the lone goal scored by Barnstable was on a player advantage. So let's see if the Whalers can come up with a PK here. Just a 30-second penalty with 1:41 to go here in the first. And Whalers up 4-1, but facing a penalty kill situation here, leaving that man open behind the net. Pass goes through. Here's a shot. Save made by Jenkinson. Kick save and a beauty. As Abreu able to battle through a couple of guys to keep the possession. Here's McCarthy, number 9. Reverse shot, scores! Underhanded, nice shot by Cole Butler, the sophomore, with the little left-handed underhand shot, and that makes it a 4-2 game with just over a minute to go. The Barnstable Redhawks taking advantage of that man up. Whalers got to stay out of the penalty box here, as the Redhawks stay within reach, down just 2 goals. And the Whalers have dominated on the offensive side of things, but it's still just a 2-goal game. Still lots of lacrosse to play here. Again, these two teams played to a 6-3 game off island, so both offenses have come out a little more efficient. And the Redhawks have taken advantage of man-ups, and they will win their first draw control here and get it across as Sykes circles back. And knocked out of his hands and off his stick, and it'll be Whaler ball. Good job once again by number 32, Ben Yates, who is an absolute animal with that long pole. Here's Stringer. He'll gain the zone easily, so the Whalers get the clear, and they have 40 seconds to operate here on offense as Moskrop gets it back up top. Here's Miller. Over to Stringer. Stringer circles back, down to 20 seconds. Gets a little shove. Here's Miller. Looking to free that right hand up. Denied. Lechuza. Moskrop spins. Double teamed. Still has room. Overhanded shot. Save made by McCarthy with 6 seconds to go, and that should do it here for the first quarter. A Gilman attempt goes well wide of the net, and we'll take our first break here on the NSC and NCTV as we've played one quarter. The Whalers hold a 2-goal lead, 4-2 after one.
Nantucket Ice is about community, camaraderie, confidence, jumping in, and being part of a team. Falling, but getting back up.
And Whalers control. Quick shot.
It's about being part of the culture, friendships, experience. But ultimately, it's about being on the ice. Located in the heart of the island, it's about being a future for our youth, our families, our community. Come join us. Be a part of our community.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
Whitfield loses it out of bounds. Big hit along the sidelines, and another little extra nudge there as we're back to live action here with 12 minutes in the first half. The Whalers
Support
up
for the
4-2.
NSC
Coach
provided in
Aloisi
part by
calls
Highline
timeout right
Cruises,
away.
providing
But
year-round
we'll keep it here as
high-speed
again
service
we've
to
got
Nantucket
plenty
since
to talk about.
1996.
Our
For
good
more
friends
info,
out east, the
visit
Nantucket Golf Club and
highlinecruises.com.
Golf Club Foundation are awarding their annual scholarships here tonight, and we'll just run down this list here because it's a lot of great kids. There are two formats, the vocational or professional scholarship, and then the big dog, the Nantucket scholarship, the full scholarship. So top of the list, one of our own here, Annie Ard, who has done a phenomenal job as one of our school to career participants, along with Ashley Klatt, just a great kid. She will be going into broadcast journalism at Arizona State. She is a fantastic one, so good luck to her. Estella Groh, Jacob Henneke, Bianca Japp, Maya Johnson, another lacrosse and three-sport athlete, great athlete as well. Fiona Keltz, Danielle Lewis, Sadie Patterson, Praslava Penkova, Phoenix Ray Gavin Smith, one of our lacrosse boys and great hoopster as well, and Siam Thapamagar, the list, and we'll go over the professional ones coming up here. As you can see, the Whalers will be on the offensive side of things. Shot and a save made. I don't think Charlotte knew he saved it, but was able to get the stick up and got a piece of it as the Whalers continue their pressure here. Here's Mooney back to Miller. Miller unable to get space. They swing it to Hanlon here on the near side. He gets a little bit of room. Here's Jake Grant with a low angle, unable to find the net, finds the side of the net. Good little give and go from Hanlon, but unable to find the actual net. And that one unable to be, Mooney had the spot on it, but unable to intercept it. Or actually Soren Edwards. And lost out of bounds, and it'll be Whaler ball. Here's Hanlon. Gets a little smack to the face. Apparently that's a brush. And Aaron Hanlon clears it and gets it into the offensive side. No one picks him up. Shot, score! You just cannot leave Aaron Hanlon open like that. He's already got a hat trick. He's going to find the net every single time and says hello to his partner in crime with a red jersey just to make sure they knew. With 10:34 to go, the Whalers, Butler and Bunnell, the two goal scorers for Barnstable. Again, the Whalers had 12 different goal scorers in the 16-0 win. Hanlon only had one goal, only had one shot, however, so he probably did not play much of that game. Ended up with a couple of assists as well. And again, it's one of those games where you can get some of the guys that normally don't get a lot of playing time. Here's a rush in by the Red Hawks and a shot and a score. Cole Butler finds the net as Barnstable answers right back. 5-3 now. Again, looked like Jenkinson had a clean look at it, but unable to get the net down, or get the stick with the net down in time for that low shot. So the Red Hawks hanging around here, answer right back with a goal, and it's still now just 5-3. Still tons of time to play here in the second. 10-17 left here in the first half. Whitfield swings it ahead and will scoop it. And he will get it into the zone and gets it back out to Jake Grant, who's unable to scoop it. And out of bounds. Miller flipped it out of bounds. And the Red Hawks will now try and get it clear as Sykes will put it in, looking for some help. Pass goes off the stick and quickly gathered by Jake Grant. And the Whalers force a turnover and now have possession with 9.5 to go here in the first half. 5-3 the Whalers now lead. Mooney back over to Hanlon. And Hanlon and Noah Stringer have accounted for all 5 goals here for Nantucket. 3 from Hanlon, 2, and there's another post hit by the Whalers as the scrum continues right in front of the goal and finally picked up by Charlotte. So a couple of posts in addition to 5 goals, and that one's off the stick. As Griffin Field trying to clear it all by himself, finally gives it up. Intercepted at midfield as Mooney has it. Little smack to the head as Moskrop scoops. And the Whalers will now set up their offensive unit. Back up top, here's Hanlon. Approaching 8 minutes to play here in the first half. Whalers with a 5-3 lead. Thanks for joining us here on the NSC and NCTV. And these two teams played to a 6-3 total in the second game of the season. So both offenses working a little more efficiently here as Stringer with another low shot. Charlotte up to the task. So the junior netminder is playing one of those games that has a couple of breaks go his way with a couple of shots off the post by Nantucket. Here's Jake Grant with a little stutter. He's got some space, goes over the shoulder, but side of the net. Redhawks still trying to clear it. Here's a run along the sideline and unable to stay in bounds. Whalers cause another turnover. With 7:32. Well, the Redhawks did call timeout to save the possession. We'll see if that comes into play. We'll take a quick break here on the NSC and NCTV. Come on back with 7:32 left here in the first half. Whalers with a 5-3 lead.
First hoop, Simpson gathers for Nantucket. Francis over to Aguilar. He'll look for three. Got it! Huge shot from Cup.
Probably won't be the last time that goes down. Want to welcome you back to Vito Capizzo Stadium. As you can see, timeout call by the Redhawks as both teams gather up. I want to run down the rest of that scholarship list here as, again, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation awarding their annual scholarships here. On the professional scholarship finalists, the list is as followed. Emery Bouchard, Dayanara Garcia, Adriana Graham, one of our own here. She does camera for us, a great girl. Also does volunteer work over with the Littles for gymnastics. My kids see Adriana. Chelsea Gross, Charlotte Hoyleman. Wow, she does it all as one of the dancers, a ballet dancer, incredible girl. Cora Iller, Caitlin Conkle, Justice Kayamate. I hope I didn't, Kayamitmate. I apologize for the last name there. Dorian Manoff, William Martin, Carly Ray, another great athlete, great family there as well. Xavier Rivas Rondon, Ryder Tartamella, one of our basketball players as well as football player. Estefani Tejada Aguilar and Dakara Turner, a great group. Man, they have got their work cut out for them at the NGC as the Whalers force another turnover. Here's Canton Jenkinson circling back and finding Aaron Hanlon at midfield, and the Whalers are on the run offensively. Hanlon through one. Gives it up to Moskrop behind the net. Moskrop avoiding the defender, and Miller and Stringer come on to finish off the offensive setup. So best of luck to all the finalists tonight. Again, you can see it live right here. A Stringer hops one in front, and it finds the net. Noah Stringer uses that home field to his advantage as it jumps over the head of Charlotte, expecting it to coast along the ground. And with 6:33, the Whalers open up another 3-goal lead, 6-3. Again, this was the final of the game in the first meeting between these two teams. So we have got ourselves a good game lined up here. And as it continues to play out, the Whalers have already put up 6 goals, 3 from Stringer and 3 from Hanlon, as Kyden Whitfield unable to scoop it cleanly. Ball down still. "20 seconds going to be the call." Yes, it was. Good job by the Whalers defense. Kyden Whitfield denying entry to the zone from Cole Butler, who's got a couple of goals for Barnstable, and forces the 20-second call. Here's Canton Jenkinson, powers through a couple people, and he will give it up to Mooney, who will try and gain the zone here, and does so as he gets the pass to Jake Grant. Stringer completes. Stringer and Tyler Miller. Here's Andrick Mooney with a chance and bounces it into the net. Andrick Mooney scores a goal as the Whalers go back-to-back goals here in just over a minute, 5:52 to play. As Andrick Mooney tallies his first goal of the afternoon, making it a 7-3 game. Again, it just seems that things are coming fairly easily for that offensive unit for Nantucket. They just got to take the right shots at the right time, and they have done so 7 times already. And Whitfield has been solid in the X here. He's only lost 1 draw control as he grinds in again. Good job by number 11, though. That was a clean win by Logan Barrett. Bounces one in front, though, and Sykes ends up with it for Barnstable, and they will gain the zone. Just barely, again, beating that 20-second clock. Good job by Nantucket. Here's number 9, Braden McCarthy, getting the play called in as Abreu has it here with Soren Edwards giving up the play to Yates. Behind the net, here's Sykes. Big body against big body. He just barrels his way in. We'll draw a flag with the silly play here as tempers are flaring. Whistles are trying to stop the activity in front of the net. Nick Yates took offense to Jeremy Jenkinson getting pushed inside the crease. A little extra physicality there by the Red Hawks, but it's always the retaliator that's called for the penalty, and that will be the case here unless somebody extra will be in the box as the referees decipher things. So Ben Yates, number 32. And Griffin Field also will head off the field. So coinciding penalties, each a 1-minute variety. So it'll be 5-on-5 here. As the Whalers quickly get it across midfield, here's Whitfield who sends it over to Soren Edwards with the long pole. He gets it in front. Moskrop does not miss from that distance. No, sir. Nolan Moskrop makes quick work as the Whalers score goal number 8 here in the first half and now have a 5-goal lead. That represents the largest lead of the game, just 15 seconds after the dual penalty called. So they will continue to play at full strength here as the minute will continue, or the 45 seconds of penalty to both Yates and Field will continue. Nice job by Whitfield. Gains it on the bounce and quickly advances it into the offensive end. Here's Jake Grant. Grant going to be double teamed. Good job by him to recognize. And here's Tyler Miller. Again, 5-on-5 here. So lots of open field here for the Whalers to operate. Miller gains an advantage. Gets it behind the net. Moskrop over to Lachuza. Lachuza gets some space. Tries to get it back to Hanlon. Pass was deflected. Good job by the Barnstable Red Hawks. And the penalties will expire as the Whalers send in Noah Stringer. So Nantucket gets a goal on the 5-on-5 as Stringer now gives it right back to Tyler Miller. Little screen, little roll. Here's Stringer off his stick. But they retain possession. Clock approaching 3 minutes to play here in the first half. 8-3 now, the Whalers with a 5-goal lead. Stringer, save made. Good job. Whalers are back there to save the possession. Again, Noah Stringer with 3 goals along with Aaron Hanlon. Single tallies by Moskrop and Mooney. Hanlon evades, gets in front. Oh, just misses that top corner. Great move to get some space by Aaron Hanlon. Unable to finish. But the Whalers keep possession here. Grant looking, gives it back. Moskrop over the shoulder, bang! Nolan Moskrop with a lightning bolt. The OTS. And that one is lethal with 3:02 to play. Whalers score goal number 9 here in the first half. As Kyden Whitfield once again will venture into the X. He has been solid, losing just one draw control this afternoon. And the Whalers are now in control of the game here, up 6 goals with 3:02 to play. 2 of the Redhawks' goals have been on a man up as Soren Edwards quickly scoops with the long pole and will advance into the zone. Whalers on the run here. An errant pass as it rolls out of bounds. Turnover on Nantucket, a rare mistake on the offensive side of things here in the first half for Nantucket. Just 3 turnovers by my count. Charlotte looking. Now a deep pass. Caught. So they avoid the 22nd. But good triple team, quadruple team. Oh, and there's a flag as Canton Jenkinson gets mixed up with number 9 as Braden McCarthy, again, retaliated after getting hit in the hands. Good defensive play by Canton Jenkinson and kept his head by not retaliating. So it'll be Whaler ball. It'll be a minute. Man up for Nantucket. Already up 9-3. You just can't do that and think you're going to get away with it. Despite getting hurt, you just got to take your knocks here. As the Whalers will operate now, looking to take advantage of the power play. Give and go to Miller. And Whalers can use some clock here with just over 2 minutes to play. They are a man up. As that pass goes beyond Lechuza, and the Whalers turn it over here. So they'll afford to do that. They can double team the ball here coming out of the out of bounds, however, as the clock stops. It'll be long polar Max Dalrymple, one of the co-captains, to put it in play here. And he will quickly get it over to Charlotte. The goaltender meandering out and blasted away. Whalers get it right back as Lechuza sprints it into the zone. Lechuza shoots, save made. Good little fake there. Looked like he was going to pull it back, but Marco Lechuza able to get a good shot off and another good save by Charlotte. Comes in, here's Hanlon. Yes, sir. Goal scored. Aaron Hanlon rips one. And the Whalers score goal number 10 with just a minute and a half to go. They take advantage of the man up and score on the power play. 10-3 now the Whalers lead here in the first half as they are up 7 now. Mooney will now jog to the far side of the field as Kyden Whitfield looks to win another draw control here. He's lost just 1. And I may have broadcast or jinxed him there. Skipped ahead as Barnstable comes away with it. Second draw control won by the Redhawks. Here's Sykes. Gets it knocked away. Yates able to get a piece of it. Push from behind as Canton Jenkinson unable to control it cleanly. He now barrels ahead and gives way to Whalers. Jake Grant with an evasion, and he will get called for the infraction. Gives it back to the Redhawks, but a good physicality by Jake Grant. And he now runs after Griffin Field. Here's Charlotte trying to get it cleared. 40 seconds to play here in the first half. Whalers up 10-3. Nobody open for the Red Hawks, and that's off a Whaler stick. Soren Edwards tries to get in the mix. He gets pushed from behind. No whistle. Down to 25 seconds as the scrum continues. Red stick down. Yates in there, still loose. Another push from behind, and that'll be Red Hawk ball with 14 seconds to go. Dalrymple Bunnell pulls himself off the turf, and he will put it in play with just 14 seconds for the Red Hawks to operate here, try and get something going, down 10-3. Shot goes well wide, and Jenkinson is back there. The Whalers will get it with 7 seconds. Let's see if they can come up with some sort of Gilman play here. As Jenkinson will put it in, he launches and intercepted. The Gilman back is well wide, and we'll head to the locker room here at the end of the first half. Whalers in control behind 4 goals from Hanlon, 3 from Noah Stringer, 2 from Moskrop and Andrick Mooney. That's 10 goals. Barnstable has only 3 goals. Cole Butler's got 2, and Bunnell with a single tally. Come on back. We've got 24 minutes of lacrosse here still to be played, but the Whalers in control at the end of the first half.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
Underwriting support for the NSC is brought to you in part by Myrick, the largest full-service law firm in Central Mass, also serving the Cape and Islands. Visit MyrickLaw.com to learn how Myrick can assist you with your legal needs. NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast. NCTV and
all of his head. That's going to score 3 easily. Easily. Triple. Swings and misses. He did get the bat of the swing on at that time. Oh, strike 3 call. That was a nice pitch. Ground ball, breaks up the double play. Oh, overthrow. You gonna get another one coming? No, that's automatic. That's automatic. That's it. That's it, right? That's gonna end it? That should end it. So the final score here is 12-2. So Nantucket improves to 7-3, and as I said, they'll be playing next Saturday at home.
Boston Pops.
Who are you, Halloween?
tough situation, but you guys battled back.
Back to pass Lombardi's got a man in the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. Shot. It runs in. It's good.
You got a tie ball game.
It's ahead. Nice. Gets it by.
Loading is open. Thank you very much.
My mark, hit my mark, hit your mark.
We're so glad that you were involved and you enjoyed the films.
I get to put this out into the community today, and I was really excited about that.
Thank you all for coming tonight.
We're just getting started.
Whenever NCTV covers one of our games, I think it's awesome.
We have been able to capture so much incredible athletic history. You know, it feels like we've been a part of it as much as the kids have been.
A lot of people have prior obligations, maybe they can't make the event, and they still get to watch it and watch a great broadcast, see their kid playing.
It's nice for the parents, grandparents, and family that can't come or are not on the island to be able to see it, even if they can't attend in person. So I think that meant a lot to them.
The technology that we need is, it's not cheap. There are certain costs that go into this to make this happen. My hope for the broadcast is to just build the crew numbers, get more students involved, maybe add a few more cameras here and there, but, ultimately, we're here to grow. The more hands on deck, the better this can be, and ultimately that just comes back to the Nantucket community.
I want to welcome you back to Vito Capizzo Stadium. We're still at halftime here. The Whalers hold a 10-3 lead after the first 24 minutes. But as we enter the second half of our spring season here after our break, I do want to remind Whalers Nation, and you just saw our Snap Raise promo playing there, and of course even those enjoying our coverage as opposing fans, we need your help. At NCTV, we're a nonprofit, and we love bringing you, all of you fans, the best coverage possible, and we like to continue to weave in our student crews, giving them absolute real work experience while collecting extracurricular community service hours as well that are tallied up throughout their Whaler career as students. But as we all know, these things take money to make happen. And we have been generously supported by many Nantucket businesses throughout our 5+ years of existence. But this style of fundraiser is aimed at you, the Snap Raise I'm alluding to here, the fans of these incredible student athletes, the parents and grandparents and families. Every little bit helps. It is also a tax-deductible donation to NCTV as a nonprofit. So if you do have the means, please do consider contributing a donation. Again, that QR code should be up on your screen, and it is in our socials as well. We'll be posting that a few more times. We're about halfway through our deemed time frame of 28 days. So if you can jump on that and submit a donation, again, thanks to those who have already donated. And we will continue to update that list from all of us at NCTV Sports and the Nantucket Sports Connection. We do just want to thank you for considering giving to our mission of celebrating our Whaler student athletes in their competitions against the best in the state of Massachusetts. Again, thanks very much for hearing our little spiel here. And if you do have the means to donate to our cause, please jump on that QR code and do so, as every little bit helps. I say that as sincerely as possible. It continues to evolve as our world evolves. But it's nice to see one of those names on the Nantucket Golf Club scholarship. Annie Ard, who is a student to career on the softball field, playing center field, and has really taken the bull by the horns here at NCTV and created a program that hopefully more will get involved in. She's going to go along to Arizona State, the Walter Cronkite School of Broadcasting as well, just like her grandmother did. So she's a great example of what you can actually do with this program. But it does take money for us to continue to offer those things to our Nantucket High School students free of charge. There's classes that we offer on photography or camera operation, the broadcast side of things. You saw Colby Lucas take advantage of that. He's going on to Syracuse for sports broadcasting, and we'll see him on ESPN here coming up in a few years, I'm sure of it. There's also the technical side of things, the production side of things that Charles Douglas is an absolute wizard at, and is happy to share that knowledge for anybody that, maybe doesn't play a sport but wants to still enjoy watching it from the best seat in the house or from behind the screen, and make their peers look as cool as possible in their pursuit of athletic excellence. And we're seeing it right here as witness to the 2024 state championship from these boys lacrosse team, and they are well on their way to competing at the highest of levels here in Division 4 as we are underway here in the second half. Aaron Hanlon scoops, and another draw control for the Whalers as they look to add on to their 10-3 lead here in the second half of play, just underway in the second half here from Vito Capizzo Stadium. Again, you are watching Whalers Athletics here on the NSC on YouTube from anywhere in the world as Stringer rips through, unable to gain an advantage, and locally here on channel 1072 for another about 45 minutes. Then Charles Douglas will take over the broadcasting of the Nantucket Golf Club scholarship. Inside, Lechuza loses it, and the Whalers will turn it over on their first possession. As we, again, went over some of those names, best of luck to all of you, all deserving, and great kids and great students of Nantucket High School, a lot of them student athletes as well. As, again, 70% of the student population and children here on Nantucket are affiliated and play a sport one way or the other. That is an incredible amount of athletics involved in our schools and school system. Just a great number here as we, again, try and celebrate them as much as possible. Here's an over-the-shoulder pass. And right in front, Sykes unable to get to it. And Jenkinson scoops, and quickly up ahead, here's Soren Edwards on the run. And you will not catch him from behind. Here's a pass. Nice catch as Moskrop able to recover. And he'll get it back out front. Here's Hanlon. Backs it out. Evades a couple. And will skip it behind the net. Grant right in front. Lechuza. Oh, off of his stick. But Hanlon quickly recovers. And here's another pass in front. Lechuza scores! Finally a connection in the middle. And no chance for Charlotte as Marco Lechuza. You could see him relieved to finally catch one of those and stick it in the net. The lead now up to 8 goals at 11-3. Again, the Whalers busted it open in the second quarter. Hanlon scored a couple times. Stringer added a goal. Nolan Moskrop with a couple of goals. Mooney and now Lechuza able to get another one in the Whalers. Again, control the draw control, but turn it over. But Barnstable unable to scoop it cleanly as well. As again, the scrum continues. Here's Soren Edwards now up to Whitfield. Whitfield will sprint it ahead, and Nantucket will gain the zone here with Jake Grant. Little stutter. As Grant hounded, now makes a move. He's got an advantage, Jake Grant. Gets it back up top. Good individual move there to evade defenders by Jake Grant. And here's Moskrop behind the net. Grant swings it out front. Mooney up at the top of the zone. Whalers could use some clock here as we approach 8.5 minutes. Here's Mooney. Spins it. Back over. Nice play for Hanlon. Here's Moskrop, who doesn't quite pull the string on it. Good play set up there by the Whalers. Sprinting in. Low shot, scores! The Whalers find the net again as Noah Stringer sends that shot low, and he's got 4 goals to go along with Hanlon's 4 goals. And the lead now up to 9 at 12-3. Again, the Whalers flexing their offensive muscles here with shots from all angles. As Whitfield grinds in once again, quickly scooped up by number 15. That's Emmett Gray for Barnstable. Some fresh legs, but he loses it. Battle with a couple of Whalers, and finally a whistle gives it to Barnstable. Good sprint by David Abreu. Outraces Canton Jenkinson into the zone. Let's see if Barnstable can try and battle their way back into this thing. That's Bunnell, number 8. As they get it set back up here, McCarthy at the top of the zone. Sykes loses it momentarily. 12-3 Whalers with the lead. Here's Sykes trying to muscle his way in. Low shot off the post. And here's Canton Jenkinson. Looking. Past the midfield. Here's Soren Edwards on the fly. Paxton Fitch along with him. He's got it. He gets hit from behind, no call. And out of midair, Lechuza dances along the sidelines and out of bounds. No call. Timeout called by Coach Aloisi to save the possession. Nice play by Marco Lechuza. I guess no timeout called, so out of bounds it was. Lechuza unable to tightrope the sideline. Clock momentarily stops with 7:05 to play here in the third. Field will put it in for the Redhawks. Back over to Charlotte. He loses it once again. Grant overruns it. Charlotte all the way out at midfield. Finally gives it up to Sykes. And that's a hold. That'll be a penalty as Barnstable could go 2 for 1 here. Sykes runs in, barrels through a couple of players, finally loses it. As the scrum continues, Barnstable has it. Swim move by Butler. He's got a couple of goals already. Gets it back outside, and that'll stop play as Fitch gathers. So it'll be a penalty on the Whalers. As Ben Yates called for the hold. That'll be a 1-minute penalty. 30-second penalty, actually. So Barnstable's got to hurry up if they're going to take advantage of this man up here. Sykes. Back behind the net. He gets it back. Moves in. Shot, save made by Jenkinson. And Cam Jenkinson out with it. Jeremy with the save. His brother, twin brother, Canton, now moving ahead. He loses it at midfield. Whitfield in there as well. And a good spin move to evade Whitfield by David Abreu, as both teams are back to full strength. Hanlon hounding Sykes. Clean save made by Jeremy Jenkinson. And he finds Hanlon on the run of midfield. Whalers on the run. They've got numbers if they want it, but it'll be Hanlon holding it up. Griffin Field keeping him honest. Lachuza over to Miller. Miller has an advantage. Unable to connect. And scooped up by Barnstable on the run. That's number 3, Max Dalrymple. Yates had it momentarily. Dalrymple gets it back. Backed out by Butler. He loses it. And scooped out of midair by Stringer. And a flag down, as the Whalers could possibly go 2 for 1. Stringer got smacked in the face. So the Whalers could score a goal here, and then they will get a penalty, as long as they can score without Barnstable touching it. Here's Hanlon. Spins. Gives it up to Moskrop. Pass is tipped. Jake Grant. Lachuza gets barreled over. And that will stop play here, as the Redhawks will be a man down. Cole Butler already perched inside the penalty box with 3:50 to play here in the third quarter. Whalers already up 9, 12-3. They will be a man up here for a minute if they need it. Here's Lachuza. He gets it right back. Here's Miller. Pass behind the net. Moskrop operating. Pass is tipped. He'll get it right back. Nolan Moskrop with some room to operate here. Ripped by Hanlon. Underhanded, goes all the way back to the buses. Whalers are there. Still 26 seconds to operate as Jake Grant puts it in. Here's Moskrop. Ooh, that's his spot. There's another shot and a score. Moskrop gives it up to Aaron Hanlon, and Hanlon knows exactly what to do with it. He nets it for his 5th goal. Good pass, little give and go from Moskrop with 3:09 to play. 13-3 now our score. As again, the Whalers extend the lead up to a 10-goal advantage. Well on their way to win number 9. Again, this was a much closer game, a 3-goal game, 6-3 off island. It was just the 2nd goal of the game. Here's Soren Edwards on the run. He'll back it out and wait for a couple of friends of his. Mooney now operating. Grant unable to keep it cleanly, but off the Barnstable Redhawks defender. And Grant will now get it in play here with a full operation. Here's a shot. Oh, off the post again. That's the 3rd post they've hit. In addition to scoring 13 goals, that goes all the way out to midfield, and Barnstable can put it in here. Abreu quickly gets it up. Pass back. Abreu has it. Defended by Mooney. Behind the net. Intercepted by Jeremy Jenkinson. Just a veteran goalie play there. On the run, it's Mooney. Nice transition by the Whalers. They are on the run. Mooney, oh, just misses it here. Miller tries to clean it up, and Moskrop ends up with it. Little push from behind as Mooney evades. Here's Stringer. Minute 50 left here in the third. And the Whalers in complete control. 5 goals from Hanlon, 4 from Stringer. 2 from Nolan Moskrop, single tallies from Mooney and Lechuza. As the Whalers can now use up some clock here. A good man-to-man defense. Here's Stringer over to Miller. He's got some room. Shot, save made right into the net of Charlotte. And Barnstable will try and clear here. They have had troubles all day doing this. Deep pass, tipped. And flip back to Jeremy Jenkinson, who quickly gets it up to Stringer, who's on the run along the far sideline, and an easy clear for the Whalers. Now with 45 seconds to operate here in the third quarter. See if they can get one here right before the horn sounds. Whalers were in complete control from the get-go. Swim. Good job by Stringer to hang on to it. Hanlon loses it, but Moskrop is there with 20 seconds to go. Stringer unable to control the pass. He's got it now with space. Shot, score! Over the shoulder by Noah Stringer, and he and Hanlon each with 5 goals each now with just 13 seconds to go in the third. 14-3 now the score. Whalers, again, flexing those offensive muscles, proving why they are one of the elite teams here in Division 4. They came in ranked number 3 in Division 4. Just Cohasset and Manchester Essex, the 2 teams ahead of them. Winthrop not right behind them, but behind them at 4. And that will do it for the third quarter. We'll take another quick break here and come on back with the fourth quarter. Whalers in control. They add to their lead and now lead 14-3.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
Support for the NSC provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
Underwriting support for the NSC is brought to you in part by Myrick, the largest full-service law firm in Central Mass, also serving the Cape and Islands. Visit MyrickLaw.com to learn how Myrick can assist you with your legal needs. NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast.
Back to live action here as Barnstable gets the opening face-off and a save made immediately by Jeremy Jenkinson to keep it a 14-3 game. We are in the fourth quarter here as the Whalers are in control. They were up 10-3 at the half and shut out the Redhawks in the third quarter, added 4 more to their goal tally, 5 goals each by a laser just wide of the net. That was a good play there. Barnstable back behind the net to control the possession. That one goes all the way through and will be a turnover over to the Whalers. So Redhawks able to win the draw and has let their offense roll. Mooney finds the net on the bounce, his second of the game from deep, using that field to his advantage, I guess is the best way to describe it, as we will have a change in goalie now for the Redhawks. As you can see, number 29, Luke DeSimone, the senior, will come in to replace Charlotte, who gave up 15 goals already here to the Whalers. Again, that first game off island was a 6-3 final. Whalers pull out the victory, but it was a much closer, much more competitive game here today. The Whalers have just flexed their offensive skills, and as you can see, the defense just unbelievable here. As DeSimone looks to get a clear here. Good pass to Bunnell, and Bunnell will gain the zone. Abreu behind the net for the Redhawks. 10 minutes to go here in the game. Close game in the first quarter, but the Whalers opened it up in the second. Shot save made by Jenkinson. Good little rip there from Bunnell. But Jenkinson was there with the stick. And another save for number 13 as the score remains 15-3. Edwards unfazed by the shake and bake. Little give and go for Bunnell as Canton Jenkinson disrupts. Pass goes through, flag down. Another penalty on the Whalers. Let's see what Barnstable can do with it, and they turn it over, so that'll stop the clock here with 8:56 to play. Penalty on Nantucket, I believe, will be Canton Jenkinson as he jogs off a little gingerly. Hope number 2 is okay, but it'll be a man-up situation for the Redhawks for 1 minute. Bunnell inside, shot goes well wide. Redhawks are there. As the clock continues to run now with the advantage over 10. Shot, save made by Jenkinson off a laser from Bunnell. Still 15 seconds left on the man up for the Redhawks. Pass in front, nothing doing. Again, the Whalers packing that zone in. And the penalty is successfully erased, and the Redhawks aptly turn it over as Jenkinson will gather it with 7:44 to go. Quick pass over to Yates. Yates evades one. Underhanded flip. And a hold on the Whalers. Gives it back to the Barnstable. But the Whalers will move to 9-1 on the season once the final 7 minutes come off the clock here. They will have won 5 in a row after that narrow loss to Falmouth. There's a low shot, save made. Just racking up the saves is Jeremy Jenkinson as he has tightened down the screws here in the second, third, and now fourth quarter. Just under 7 minutes to play now here as Yates continues to hound, and Soren Edwards up top. Behind the net, pass in front, deflected. And it'll be Whaler ball because that was a pass, not a shot. Yates scoops it and gets one to midfield as Soren Edwards will gain the zone. Tristan Grimes now in the game, number 12. Another very good athlete that's come over to the lacrosse field. Mooney now over to Miller. Miller switches positions with Mooney, gets a screen from Grimes. And here's Moskrop. Approaching 5 minutes to play here. As it looks like we will get you in time. Mooney unable to control it. Scooped up by Lechuza and back to Mooney, who's already notched a couple of goals here this afternoon. Miller behind the net. Grant trying to keep it in. And the Whalers do turn it over. And here's DeSimone. Whips one over to Field, who tries to get it cleared into the zone and does so. Off Sykes' stick and scooped up by Jenkinson out of net. Quickly up ahead to Canton Jenkinson, who evades one easily and now gets it to midfield. No, actually, this is Yates, excuse me. Good run in, Moskrop turns it over. So a little bit of sloppy play here on the offensive side of things with 4 minutes to go here in the game. Whalers in complete control, up 15-3. Again, looking for their 9th win of the season, as are the girls off island against DY. Haven't gotten an updated score from anybody down below us here, but hopefully they will win their 9th in a row to begin the season. Here's Soren Edwards all the way in, shot, scores! The senior, number 22, Soren Edwards puts the exclamation point on the game here with goal number 16. Clock continuing to run as we are in running time here with the Whalers. Big lead. Once again, thanks very much for joining us here. You could keep your television tuned to channel 1072. I'll hand it over to Charles Douglas and the crew out at the Nantucket Golf Club as the NGC Foundation will award its scholarships to a few of our lucky and deserving student athletes, or students, I should say, not necessarily student athletes. Sykes loses it out of bounds, and another turnover by the Redhawks gives it back to Nantucket with 2:45 and counting here, as the Whalers will move to 9-1. Whitfield will stay on to finish off the offense here, as Nantucket can pretty much play some keep away here and chalk this one up to a victory. Whitfield makes a move, shot, scores! Cotton Whitfield with his 2nd goal of the season. I did just get a text from one of our students, Ashley Cladd, who was off island. Whalers moved to 9-0 with an impressive 19-9 win for Julia Kipperman. They will get all they can handle with a 9-game winning streak on the line. Again, the Whalers begin 9-0. They earned a number 7 ranking in the Division IV power rankings to begin things. First one. The girls to pick up the victory off island. Always difficult to play off island. And we're excited to bring the game to you tomorrow. That was an opportunity by Barnstable. Broken up. Oh, a little behind. Now right in front, way too little too late, but 17-4 will be the final score as we're down to about 30 seconds to go. They may not even get it reset in time. Nonetheless, a very nifty goal there, as Barnstable will put it in here with about 15 seconds to play. Down to 10 seconds. Pass in front, deflected. And shot save made. And that will do it as Jenkinson holds on to it. The final here from Vito Capizzo Stadium. 17-4 as the Whalers tighten the screws on the defensive end in the second and third quarters. They give up a nifty goal to end it in the fourth, but overall, Jeremy Jenkinson, that defensive squad, just showing why they are one of the top defenses in the league. The Whalers were paced by Aaron Hanlon and Noah Stringer, who each had 5 goals. Andrick Mooney and Nolan Moscrop had a couple each. Kaiden Whitfield, Marco Lachuzia, and Soren Edwards, the senior, notched single tallies as well, as the Whalers move to 9-1. We're going to turn it over to our crew out east in the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation and the Nantucket Golf Club for their awarding of the Nantucket scholarships. Again, congratulations to all the students involved in that process. You have already won things, but best of luck to all of them. And again, congratulations. The Whalers take care of business here as both the boys and girls win. Girls off island win 19-9 against DY, and the Whalers win 17-4. The final here today. And we'll be back at it again tomorrow as we will see the girls squad facing off against the Nauset Warriors. Hopefully you can join us here. We'll be live just around 4 o'clock tomorrow. Thanks very much for joining us here. Again, keep your TV tuned to channel 1072 for the Nantucket Golf Club Scholarship Awardings coming up here very shortly. Thanks very much. Whalers win 17-4. Have a great night, Whalers Nation.
The Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank its founding sponsor, the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, whose mission is to promote the positive development and enrichment of Nantucket's children. For more information on the Nantucket Golf Club Foundation, go to nantucketgolfclub.com.
Support for the NSE provided in part by Highline Cruises, providing year-round high-speed service to Nantucket since 1996. For more info, visit highlinecruises.com.
Underwriting support for the NSC is brought to you in part by Myrick, the largest full-service law firm in Central Mass, also serving the Cape and Islands. Visit MyrickLaw.com to learn how Myrick can assist you with your legal needs. NCTV and the Nantucket Sports Connection would like to thank our Nantucket business sponsors for their support of today's Whalers broadcast.